show up. Red flags and roses, you say it always closes. Every story, same old end, but I still believe in beginnings. Red flags and roses, you call it all hypnosis, but you're here week after week, so I'll keep betting on hearts that beat. Clears his throat, says love's a trap. Patterns repeat, they just collapse. She hits pause on his favorite line, and why'd you stay till her last goodbye? Red flags and roses, you say it always closes. Every story, same old end, but I still believe in beginnings. Red flags and roses, you call it all hypnosis, but you're here week after week, so I'll keep betting on hearts that beat. People don't change, that's just the deal. Or maybe they do, but it scares you to feel. Happy is rare, it never lasts long. But here we are singing the same old song. Red flags and roses, you say it always closes. Every story, same old end, but I still believe in beginnings. Red flags and roses, you call it all hypnosis, but you're here week after week. Guess you're still hoping for something sweet. 12-hour screen fading slow. Caesar says goodnight in a softer tone. Clementine smiles, see you next time. Somewhere between us, a little hope climbs.
Good evening, beautiful people of the Asylum, my Asylum maniacs. Thank you for joining us tonight for an episode of Red Flags and Roses. Special shout out, to Christopher. Shout out. Say hello to Andrea for me. Miss you, honey. But I'm gonna have a new co-host tonight. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. There's somebody that's gonna be a co-host with moi. As crazy as that may sound. And no, it's not Havoc. No. It's going to be the Froggy. Mrs. Ribbit.
Ribbit.
The Bossa Nova going leapfrogger. Miss Froggy.
Ribbit.
How you doing, Froggy? Thanks for popping up. Oh, this is going to be fun.
Oh, it's going to be a
awesome.
blast.
We've been trying to get this done. And it's like, finally be able to get back to where I'm the red flag.
It's only been 8 months now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I'm the red flag. And
No,
see,
you're not.
Froggy is the wonderful rose. The nice rose that you see right next to the swamp.
Yep.
She really is. And see, she's the roses, I'm the red flag. Because let's face it, I'm Caesar, and you all love me.
I don't think you're a red flag. I think you got a lot of
I know
in there.
I can't let everybody know. It's on the down low.
Oh,
I told
it's
you this.
down low.
But anyways, I digress with my bad mannerism, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight we're going to be talking about love and lust.
Ooh.
What's the difference? What does it entail? Can one lead into the other? Froggy, I would like you to start off with maybe let us know how you see if there's even a difference to you. Maybe they go hand in hand. Love and lust. Break it down for
Lu-
us, Toots.
Lust is a physical thing. Love is an emotional thing. One is a, hey, I'm gonna go fuck the hell out of you. The other is, oh, he would really like some apple butter or apple cinnamon jelly or homemade butter pickles because that's his favorite. So
Okay.
let's go get those. Or he's not feeling good. So let's make sure that, he gets to sleep in today. So one
Got
is,
it. Got it.
I want to go jump your bones, and the other one's more, I want to take care of you.
No, I get you. It's like one's like more of a for a and the other one's like it's like you're saying you learn about your significant other, their favorite dishes, maybe a favorite ritual. Like for some people, it's like always going out at least one night a week.
Or their
They're
favorite
going
hot
out.
toddy when they're sick.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. For me, love and lust can. It's like a pendulum. It can swing back and forth, and because as people we can be so discombobulated and hormonal that sometimes love forms into lust, and other times it's the vice versa, or it just stays the same. That's the beautiful thing about people. It is a smorgasbord of thoughts, feelings, and opinions.
I think you
It's a
gotta have
crazy world
lust
out there.
before you can have love.
Some people would agree with that, but I really do think that in my selfish opinion, that love has more of a genuine lust where you want to commit yourself to that one guilty pleasure in life, the one that you love, instead of chasing what some would say be a feeling. You know what I mean? Where it's you see that person and you have like those like in that movie with Adam Sandler doing the vampires and all the monsters, like that zing. You know, to me
You know
that
I
could
don't
be more
watch
healthy because of the
movies.
lust. Well, you should give it a try. I've been told that I should give it a try, and not too bad. You can sit back, relax, and have the popcorn at your leisure, and just get lost in the crazy CGI art of modern cinema.
Pre Dana has a question for you.
Oh, please read out, because if anybody says hi in there, I don't have the chat up right now. I can't see any of it. So, hello, Queen
So,
Dana. Thank you for
question.
joining us. Mhm.
She says, question. In the beginning of a relationship, is it fueled by lust or love?
Hmm.
Say it's
That
fueled
would
by
depend.
lust.
That would depend because sometimes love can happen just from from a simple sight, like the old cliche. You see the woman walk into the room, and you have that slow motion moment. To me, that as cliche as it may sound, I consider that more love than lust. I can see how some people might have the opposite opinion, but I really am firm on that being from the person viewing him or her. That could be a form of love that is starting to bloom on the inside.
I think it's more lust.
The
And that's where people
mhm.
get it mixed up. Because lust is that intuition, that uh, attractiveness to them, but the heart ain't in it yet. The love is where the heart and the brain get into it, if you know what I mean.
I
You're thinking
do.
with more
I
than one head.
Oh no, exactly, exactly. But sometimes for men, it's like all the blood flows go to the other head, and that's when we make those We pull
Yeah,
those
because
private snafus. Or back in the day, how they say you pull in a boner. Exactly. We just make those crazy mistakes, and that's why alimony is paid, ladies and gentlemen.
very true. And that is
Mhm.
why we also end up in relationships that are toxic twat waffles
Oh,
because
yeah.
we mistake
Hmm.
lust for love.
Yep. We confuse it, excuse me, and for some people, they get so down bad because it feels so good. It's like, oh, she's so tight. For a woman, it's like, oh, he's so big, it stretches me out so much. And it's like, whatever it is, whatever floats their boat. They get addicted to those qualities.
I'm sure they do get
And
addicted to the qualities, but at the same point in time, when they're gone, that addiction leaves too.
or the addiction evolves into a new source,
Yeah,
a new pusher,
a
maybe
new
a puller.
maybe. But if you could easily move on from somebody, then it was never really
This is
love.
pure lust.
It was pure.
Exactly. It was just pure lust. It was pure lust. And I would have to admit that for myself. Like when my dumbass got married, it was it. I kept lying to myself, trying to say it was love, and no, it wasn't. Because like after we called it quits, it's like I felt like a weight was lifting off of me. Like that elephant got off my chest, and I can finally take a deep breath.
Same here, twice over.
Mm-hmm. And it's like it was healthy for me to realize that and to understand that, you know what, that's why you don't think with the
With the
tonto,
little head,
with
you
the
think
story.
with the big head.
Exactly, you think up here, not down there. Do women actually go through that? Like, do they think with their clamshell?
Hormones? Yes, we do.
Interesting.
See, here's the thing, and
Interesting.
here's the thing. If we get love bombed, right? And I don't know if y'all know what the hell love bombed is, but love bombed is where you get all these gifts and all this attention, and like they just want you to feel oh so super duper extra califragilistically super important to them. We're right there slapping that shit up like, ooh, daddy, give it to me more. Because we don't realize that we're heading in a toxic relationship.
Yeah, a relationship based off of bribery and the expectations that come with that bribery through the form of gifts. There's certain expectations that get set, and if you don't live up to those expectations, and then the well dries up, as some would say, it goes away.
Right.
And it doesn't come back another day.
But then it also goes into the topic of jealousy and where that line goes, because a lot of people who are, let's face it, they use lust as a way to love bomb somebody, and then they use
Hmm.
jealousy as a way of saying, oh, but I love you. I do this
Yeah,
because I
the
love you, not because I'm a
the
controlling
spoiling.
asshole.
The spoiling is like planting explosives, and then the jealousy is the detonator to those explosions, and it just sabotages a lot of things for the other person to where they get guilt tripped and manipulated into uh, adhering to their request.
And it works both ways, trust me. Women are
Oh
just
no,
as
it
evil as
does.
men. Caesar,
It
in your
does.
relationship,
It's. Mhm.
Caesar, in your
Go ahead.
relationship wants, would you want your relationship fueled by lust or love or both?
Oh, that's a good question. You know, because just like freestyling off the top of my head, it would be cool for it to be built off of lust and then it evolve. because it's like it's risky. There's no real attachment, but then there's a moment where I don't know, it just feels right, and you don't want to lose the feeling. You want to go back into where it feels nice. So then it's like, I'm used to this. I could I could dig it. So it's like I don't just lust for this person, I love them, but then that can also be a sign of a chemical imbalance, and it could be clouded judgment. The lust, kicking up the dust and can clouding. But like I said, freestyling. I'm probably gonna say something different, but I'm Caesar, damn it, and I can't. What about you, Froggy?
I would
Similar lines, or do you
rather
have the polar opposite?
it be a mixture of both, but with grounds of communication.
Now, with communication, would it be actual talking or just grunting?
If I cannot have a fucking intellectual conversation with you, I'm not gonna talk to you, let alone fuck you.
Well, you could communicate through grunts, like and then she's responding in tune. It's like you
No,
can
I
have a
want
whole
to have a
orchestra, a cacophony of a
no,
conversation through
no.
grunts.
You got to have an
Yeah.
intellectual conversation. You got to be able to set boundaries, understand each other. Otherwise, you're never going to have a
Huh?
successful relationship.
Oh, it's fun. It's fun when you're just there, you grunt, and you're making all those noises, and like she's making her noises. It's like this, like I said, a symphony. It's like you're over there in Sydney, Australia, at their opera house, and you're just listening to the violin doing it solo. Mm, music to my ears.
Yeah, I do. I bet you like doing it solo
I do. That's how I dug my own grave. Remember?
every day. Moving on. Can love exist without lust? I believe it can.
Ooh. No, you know what? I can love exist without lust? I mean, I would like to say I would like to say yes, but then part of me wants to say no because sometimes the selfishness of who we are as people, it's not one or the other. You know what? Hell, it's like lack of attraction. People losing the attraction, almost like a how can I put this?
A drive for each
Sometimes
other.
people, well, yeah, it's like something's lost in the other person. Whether it's like for a man, like they're gaining too much weight, they're not big enough, they don't have the drive to go down to the end zone when it comes to the bedroom activities, and so it's like people could fall out of love, and it's like with a woman, like for like what guy's gonna want to be with a woman? It's like the Sahara Desert. You know what I mean? It's like I ain't a rainmaker, honey. You kind of got to help me out here.
That's where the love part comes into it, because if a woman's not feeling into it, she gonna be a Sahara Desert.
Well,
Two
yeah, and,
questions.
and so it takes two to tango, because if not, then you just break dancing by yourself.
Yep, you might as well go play in the shower. So
Mhm.
Dana says, is it their levels of lust?
Can you please repeat that?
Isn't there levels of lust?
There could be. I imagine there could be. Like for myself, my levels of lust are pretty much like kicked into maximum overdrive. It's like
Somebody's
when my
just a
lustful
horny asshole.
desires. Exactly. Except I'm not a horny asshole. I'm a horn dog. I'm the whole dog. And so it's like I get like that wolf from the old Hanna-Barbera cartoons with Droopy, and then they have the woman, and there's always that wolf dog, and every time he sees the woman, the jaw drops and the eyes pop out. That's like my levels of lust. It's like I get like intense, or I'm just like, whatever. You look mid. I'll probably fall inside you and have to have a rescue crew winch me
You,
out. So
you
yeah, so
just could be inside me, Caesar.
I thought we talked about this, Froggy, that we weren't going to be discussing these intimate details on the stream.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you're just revealing to the people out there that
Trucker says, or vice versa, can lust exist without love?
You know what? I would imagine that there's no lust without love, because you got to be able to love doing the dirty deed. And if you don't enjoy having the adult activities with that woman, it's like what's the point? It's like at that point it becomes a chore. And let's face it, ladies and gentlemen, who likes chores? You know what I'm saying? No, you want it to be fun, like if you're in Tahiti somewhere.
Okay,
Just having.
okay. So
No, go ahead, Froggy.
break down. Okay, so let's break down into the fact that there are people who are out there that do not find cannot find other people attractive unless they have a good rapport with them. Like they
Yeah,
gotta
just
build
like
that friendship, and then they can build into a relationship.
Exactly. Or it starts out with just friends with benefits, where it's like they meet one day. It's like, yeah, hey, you're cute. Yeah, I think you're hot too.
Why are you bringing
I
up
don't have
Mona Roy's
anybody.
relationship on this?
Because it's a valid point, and it's not just your
True.
relationship. I believe they made a movie about it. I hope you got your royalties from that. But it's like, friends with benefits. Sometimes it's like you meet them, you just say you're friends because you don't want to feel like you're moving too fast, but then it's like you just want to burn rubber, just park that car in the garage, stay for the night. You get it. It's like you just want to do it, and then sometimes it evolves from that, because when you go outside of that garage, you
You
realize,
get
like,
lonely.
I kind of like it. Exactly. It's like I kind of liked that garage. I kind of liked how I was able to park in it whenever I wanted to. And you start, catching feelings, as people would say. And so
Right.
that lust grows to love. And I believe I said this earlier at the start, the love and lust thing is really a pendulum that swings back and forth, and it's up to the people involved in that relationship to distinguish those things. So like with me, like I said, like I could be lustful just from the simple sight. Like I'm like, oh wow, like she's got it going on. Like, hey honey,
You
like
mean
how
like
you doing?
Lala?
Can I bench press you?
You mean like Lala?
I I I told you that in confidence. And I imagine my infamously famous co-host,
It wasn't confidence.
you
You
seen the
said that shit
comments.
on stream.
I did, and he always brings it up at the most inconvenient of times. Yeah, God forbid I have taste, ladies and gentlemen. And I said Lala looked good as she was walking away.
I mean,
But it's like seeing that, it's like, hey honey, how you doing? Maybe I can bench press you later. That's the kind of crazy things I would do when I'm lustful. But if I actually meet a woman that I want to, how can I put this? That I want to learn to love. You know what I mean? Like let that love grow over time, mature like a bond in the bank. I would be more respectful. I would tone it down. I wouldn't be Caesar. I'd be myself. And for people that don't my name is Charles. There's a difference between Charles and the difference between Caesar. Like right now I'm Caesar. But if I was actually trying to form a loving relationship with the woman, I would be Charles. Like, hi, how you doing? It's nice to meet you. My name is Charles, and
but
maybe I
can you
can
not be
take you out
both?
on a date sometime.
Can you
I
not be both?
can, but I can be both, but then I get discombobulated and things just start going haywire. So it's like I have to pick one or the other.
So you can't be like me, be Froggy and Tanya at the same time.
No, I can't because I just go overboard and it's like, Caesar, you really screwed this up for me, pal. And I'm like, I know, bro, I got you, dude. And it's like, yeah, you got me. If you were a separate person, a separate entity, I swear I would be Homer Simpson and you would be Bart. And if you know, you know.
Do you think illness is aging, or just like something about them changes would affect a relationship?
It could.
Wise
It could.
or other?
No, it could. Sometimes when medical issues arise for either one, there are points where, like, because I imagine, we can both sit here and talk about stories that we heard where it's like, the husband left their wife because they were sick. And then it's like the wife leaving the husband because he's sick. And
Yeah,
so it sucks, but from like our perspective, from the outside looking in to their relationship, most of us would probably say, oh, it was just lust the whole time. But no, people could fall out of love because it's sad to say, but some people view when others get sick that way that they cannot be the same person. And I would like to think that that's not true. That just because your significant other gets sick doesn't mean you should just cast them aside. But hey, some people can't handle it. It's also sad to say, but sometimes when there's a miscarriage, that a young child passes away, that causes the husband and wife to divorce. You know what I mean?
oh, I
And
know.
it's like they could have loved each other, but because of that traumatic death that they both experienced, it just pulls them apart.
But it could also make them stronger.
No, it most definitely can, and that's the crazy part about this thing we call life. We can, like I said, we have stories that we've heard of both sides where it happened, but also that it brings people closer, and that's just like I said,
I've
the
lived both
wild
sides.
dichotomy of life.
I've
Oh, I
lived
bet.
both sides, so
It's like, like for me, it's just with my with my issue more of like I finally realized that I was just being a lustful prick, and it's like, you know what? Yeah, like I'm done. You know what I mean? And no more. I'm pushing myself away from the table, and I'm heading home. But that's like I said, that's the crazy thing. When people get sick, a lot of things can happen. A lot of things can happen, and that's the unfortunate side of a relationship. Is sometimes you get sick, your significant other might leave. Does it say anything about them? Maybe, but
that they can't take
that's
the challenge.
not taking that right there for sure that they can't take a challenge, but also that they see that as
And it's
like
scapegoat.
being held down. When you're with somebody that's sick, it could be like you're held back. Like you want to go do something, but your significant other's so sick you can't just go do the things that you want to do. And it can say something about the other person, that they're selfish, that they're not caring. And hey, it might even show that they were just all about the lust and not actually love, and they were just lying to themselves the whole time. There is a few ways to look at it. you know, there's a few ways. It's
Very
like
true.
I imagine you can look at it from the point of a man. Like for example, George Lopez. I believe he had to have a kidney or liver transplant, and his then wife, you know, hooked him up. Yeah, kidney. We only have one liver, so it was a kidney transplant. Hooked
You
him
know you
up.
can
The guy,
survive with only half a liver, right?
True, but for the sake of the story to get it correct out there,
Or with
his
kids.
ex his then wife that he later on divorced after the kidney transplant, it's just like, wow, like this woman loved you so much, she literally gave you part of her, but yet for whatever reason, boy George Lopez just excuse me, felt like he got his kidney and decided to run. I believe maybe 5 years
One
later.
was unconditional love and one was a dickhead.
Hmm. Just lustful, and it's that that's just the shitty side of life, To me, it's like a
Right.
middle of the road thing where oh, both sides are guilty of crazy shit like that. Like there's, that's I don't know. I'm sorry for just
I think we're more
stumbling on my
crazy because
words,
I
but
think we're more
it's just
crazy
that
because
sad
we'll
fact of life.
stab your ass.
Yeah, you go Lorena Bobbitt on a motherfucker, huh?
There are a lot of cases of Lorena Bobbitt's out there, okay? Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you
Yep.
think some relationships never go past passionate, like, well, they never deepen past just sex?
I mean, I imagine the immediate response would be that it's a sign of immaturity. But for me, I would like to believe that it is a sign of like that was what they initially wanted. You know what I mean? It wasn't about who they were; it was what they were, their physical appearance. Whether it's like the woman that's well endowed with big hooters, with the nice tight gluteus maximus.
And somebody to
And then
come
for the
beat
ones
this
that
man.
I thought you're supposed to do that. You always threaten me all the time that you're gonna come out here and just.
Hey,
Mm.
we're not supposed to talk about that.
How do you like it, huh? How do you like just letting the things out like that? Froggy, you leapfrog. But no, I get you. It's just when the relationship doesn't grow beyond the lustful desires of physical intimacy. That's just what it was all about. It was the physicality of it. Like for a woman looking at a man, it's like, oh, he got washboard abs, he's big and strong. It's like that physical appearance. Nothing about actually what makes him who he is or who she is. Just that physical appearance, and then once they're done, it's like whatever, because it was all based off of lust. And sometimes it can work out that way because if both parties can agree to it just being lustful, then why not? Let it be lustful. But it takes two tangos, so it's like you gotta have a majority rule, an agreement.
Yeah, I think a lot of times it's one person doesn't want more than a booty call and the other person has feelings for that person, so they're just willing to go along with the booty call just so that
Exactly, and
way
and
they
that
can
could be
get
a big red flag, a big Caesar flag for ignoring that in a lustful relationship. Like you said, one side, the other person can start catching feelings, start misinterpreting some of the actions and words of the other person. While for them, it's just like, man, you're hot. I just want to ride you. Like that's it. Like you're hot, you're attractive. Boom, bam. Like that's all I want from you. While the other one's just like they're catching feelings, and they're willing to ignore that out of hope that the other person will change their mind and not wanting to lose that one-sided intimacy, which is
right.
it sucks for with people in that kind of situation. It really
It does
does.
because they weren't clear on the boundaries before anything happened. They
Well,
weren't clear on the
sometimes
boundaries or the
exactly
feelings.
they weren't clear about it, and then also not open about it, like with the one catching the feelings, wanting to sit down with that other person, explain to them that like, hey, I'm starting to actually like you. Like, let's become exclusive. We're dating. It's not just a fuck fest. 2026.
2027 too. Now, I remember you had to go on Tinder. I kept telling gamers to put your ass on Grinder, but I remember you had to go on Tinder. How do you think dating apps affect lust and love?
I Because see, I never had access to that profile. I don't even know if it's still up after my departure from the last time. It might have been deleted, but I went on. I downloaded a dating app just to see what all the
What's
hubbub was
what?
about. To check it out. I'm not going to tell anybody because I don't want to be bombarded with a bunch of people. If you
I
find
bet
me,
you
you find me.
$5
Because
it was Christian Mingle or Plenty of Fish.
nope,
I
nope,
bet you it was one of those two, because those are the two
nope.
big ones.
Nope. No,
You
this
know,
one's
you should
different.
not lie because your face turns red and you have a badass smile.
I know because I'm right. It's not like because I'm lying. See, mixed signals. I'm getting to you. I'm throwing out my red flags to take you
No,
off the trail.
his ass is on Plenty of Fish.
Mm, no, I'll show you later. I'll show you later. But it's like the whole dating app scene. You get a picture or pictures depending on how many people post up, right? So you see pictures, and if you're lucky, they actually type out a good description of not just a introduction of who they are but what they're looking for, their expectations, and it's just like, wow, like I got to look at this profile and then either swipe left or swipe right, hit X or hit the heart. You know what I mean? It's like you got to do this, and then it kind of can reinforce that lust, the where it's like you see them like, oh wow, they're hot, like I like this one, I hope she likes me too, you know.
Right. Then you're just waiting for a whole response on whether or not you match. And
Mm.
I never did that. I
Or
just went for the first.
you break down and buy the subscription just so you can start chatting with the ones that you're attracted to, not necessarily that you match with,
All
but
right.
just what you find attractive based off of the photos, and that's a whole other kerfuffle right there with dating apps that I've noticed is some of them use filters. And it's like you start noticing, like, wait a minute, like this looks
Some of
weird.
them. Some of
Mm.
them.
I mean, I got to be honest because there's photos I've seen of women that don't have filters, that they actually let their, excuse my wording, lack of better words, that their natural selves, even if they have some makeup on, but it's like there's no filters. Not all of them use it, so it's like you start distinguishing, like, oh man, this one's got filters, so I'm swiping left on that one because some people use older pictures, believe it or not. I remember that happened to a friend of mine
Or
that was
pictures
on
of their children, or pictures of their nieces, roommates,
mm,
strangers they see down the street, pictures off the internet.
yeah.
I mean,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 'cause that happened to a buddy of mine. Matched with a woman, goes to meet up with them, and it's like, whoa, wait a minute. Like in his head, he's like, you don't like those pictures were old. You know what I mean? And it's just like, oh, like
or
in
you
his
get
mind,
a
like,
big
holy
head,
shit. She
or you get a
like he
big
was just like,
head.
holy. Mm-hmm. And it's like false advertising to a degree because it's like they don't look like that anymore. They might have put on 10, 15 pounds since then. And
Or
so
they
you're just like,
lost
holy
50
shit.
pounds.
True, but I believe if the person
Hey, there
lost
are
50
some
pounds,
fatty
they would
chasers
have
out
put.
there. There are
No,
some
that's true, but
fatty
I'm just
chasers
saying
out
if
there.
if that person would have lost the weight, you think they would have had pictures to show, like, yeah, hey, look, like this is me now. Look at my progress versus using older pictures to either like entice through false advertising,
Okay, so I'm gonna
being
break this
something
one
different.
down for you. If you get a fatty chaser or somebody like Booty Booty, Amber Liberty, anybody on the bigger spectrum, and they have people who pay for that services or are into that services or that style of body and they lose the weight, they use old pictures so that way they could hurry up and gain that weight right back so they don't miss out on the
Understandable.
money in the bank.
Understandable. You would think that women like that, the the heifers, that they would be actually posting it up on their profile, like, feed me, look at me wasting away. You want me to keep these lovely lady lumps? Then put a chalupa in my hand.
You
Do you
do
have another
realize
one of
that was,
those?
yeah,
Do you
I
have
do.
another one of those? Now sit
Yeah,
on
they
those and
did.
walk on your elbows.
How about you come sit on them for me?
I can't. I'm too far away. But
You
you're
do
right there
realize
with
I
them.
was fat, right?
Yes, I do remember. I recall that through our
I threw,
conversations that we had.
I showed you I was fat.
You did. You did. You did.
So calling people heifers is not okay, Caesar.
But you're not a heifer. You became a lovely frog.
So I was a heifer before, but now I'm a lovely frog.
Perhaps. Let's go with that. Because you know me, I'm always getting into trouble. I'm digging my own grave every day. I dug my grave so far, I'm practically in China coming back around.
We're just gonna keep buying you shovels. That's all we're gonna do.
Well, that's what I need. I need a lifetime supply of shovels.
Queen says, wow, Caesar, you're superficial. So you make your picks by lustful thoughts on dating sites.
I am guilty of that. But it's like for me on the dating site, I was giving it a try to see what it was all about. What is it like in 2026 to be on the dating site? And yeah, for a lot of people, it is like that. Am I saying everybody's like that? We're super no, because there's some that, how can I put this? See, I'm more conservative.
The only
So
way you
where,
can put
where
it the
I'm at
Caesar
in
way.
California, well, no, because see, out here in California, I'm a conservative. So there's women on these sites that actually live local to me that are just like, if you're conservative, if you're this, you're that, don't even bother liking me because it's
Uh,
like they don't want to be matched with somebody like that. So it's like I respect their wishes. It's like, yeah, they could be hot, but it's like, hey, you don't want a conservative in your life? Bada bing, hey, no problem, honey. I can go to another watering hole, no problem. So yeah, like but for just to say that it's purely superficial based off of looks, no. Like I said, sometimes you see a hot person like, whoo, yeah, I'm swiping right on that one. I might get lucky and like winning the lottery. And then there's other ones where you're like, oh, you know what? I can agree with a lot of this, or I feel the same way. Like, oh, hey, like, hope we match. It's just all on what the person's looking for.
soon
Some.
Caesar's gonna have to dig to China the way he's going. Yep,
Oh yeah, I'm always digging. That's
he
why I'm
does.
underground. I'm underground. I'm not mainstream. I'm controversial and underground.
What's the difference between love bombing and genuine affection? I want you to answer this one.
Love bombing to me could be a form of bribery to accept bad behavior because through the form of spoiling them. Love bombing could be a shower, not just a shower of affection, but showering of gifts. And I'm not trying to say like people giving gifts, they're automatically got something wrong. No, some people like to spoil their significant other, and that's understandable. But in some instances, it's a way to get the other person to not want to question the status quo, to just, be along for the ride. And for some, that's okay. That's why they have something called sugar babies, sugar daddies, sugar mamas. You know what I'm saying? It's like they have those kind of relationships, and if it works, it works.
Sugar babies ain't gonna allow love bombing nowhere, huh?
Mhm.
Nah. Again, they sit down, they make the ground rules, and they accept it on both aspects before they go into the partnership.
But that's assuming that every single relationship are built off of that same groundwork. Not all of them are created that way. Not all
Yeah.
relationships are created equal.
Toxic
That's an assumption right
ones
there.
are.
Some toxic ones become loving. Toxic love.
And if you say so, Brexa wants to know if you meet a woman on a site and she smells, what do you do, Caesar?
Oh, that is a very interesting question. Thank you, Brexa, for asking me that. Welcome in.
Put her ass in the shower?
No. No, me personally, if she has a questionable odor, the first thing I'm doing is I'm going to be taking her outside, getting the hose ready, and giving her a bar of soap, telling her, you got to scrub up, toots. Like, if you expect me to go anywhere near that, like without a hazmat suit on, with an air freshener built inside, you got to scrub up. Get sudsy and scrub up, toots. Bottom line.
Just leave. If she smells, I'm leaving.
Isn't appealing? Like
he's over here like, no, your ass is going outside and you're gonna take the old fashioned shower, you're gonna get hosed up.
I got privacy in my backyard. It's not like like all the neighbors are going to be able to see. No, there's privacy back here. Yeah, hose her off. It'll be warm water, ladies and gentlemen. It's like I'm going to have her take a cold hose down. It'll be nice and warm.
Hoses are cold, you dumbass.
No, sometimes you can have it hooked up to where the water heater's at, and you can have hot water come out of it. There's always a way. If there's a will, there's a way, ladies and gentlemen.
No. If it smells like trout, you get the fuck out.
Exactly. That's why I'm, get the fuck out, take the bar of soap, and I'm going to get the hose.
You don't go back in. You don't go back in.
Well, I want them to wash them because, like, maybe they were busy. You know what I mean? Maybe they just ran a marathon and they're just stinky that day.
Or maybe they need to go see a gynecologist.
Exactly, but I gotta have them scrubbed down first so I can make that decision. And if it's like that the second time, then it's like I'm ghosting them. Most definitely. Most definitely.
Gamer says it's your kink, and Brexa says she might say you can wash her.
You want a sponge bath, Brexa? Sponge and go counterclockwise on those. Better settle down there, toots.
No, I'm
Get me ready.
top. And Caesar, no,
Tootsie Pop it, don't stop.
Caesar, you said for her to wash first, you need to take her to a clinic.
Ooh. Oh, take him to a clinic. If I gotta take him to the clinic, I'm just dropping him off. You know, I'm just dropping him off like somebody dropping the kid off at the orphanage. I hope
He
you
don't
find
un-
your way home, honey. Yeah.
he don't understand the female body. That's it.
I don't, because they got the whole pH balance thing, and it's like I had a hard enough trouble, learning about the pH when it comes to growing plants. Just leave it at that, ladies and gentlemen. And it's like with a woman, it's completely different. It's not like I can take one of those pH tabs and just stick it down there and like, oh, you got a high pH. We gotta add some chemicals and get that lowered. No, like
Brexit
you're
says
saying, take him to the gynecologist.
Brexit says, Caesar, I'm Southern. You can't handle us ladies. Brexit, I'm Southern too.
Oh, I've been to the South. I've been to the South. I was deep in the South. No, I know about Southern women. I've been there, done that. I've had Southern women. I had city women. I had women out in the sticks, local,
He likes those
tri-county
stick women.
relationships. I do, because it's like like big women can double as workout equipment. You know what I mean? It's like I'm able to use them. Get the curls in. Bench press those thick ladies. That's right. Mhm.
I said, hick ladies, not
Oh,
stick ladies.
well, I mean, thick ladies. That's how you get. A man could get bulked. Get those pythons like Hulk Hogan. Get those. How do you think he got them?
From
Those
lifting
one
women's thighs?
exactly. I can't remember the name of those women, but it was like the big large women in wrestling.
Nobody said you was Brexit, and Brexit says, who said I was thick? Nobody did. He misunderstood
I'm
me.
just assuming. I'm just assuming because
He's
yeah, I
making an
understand. He
ass
said
out of it.
thick.
Yeah,
Hey, who makes an ass out of myself better than me, ladies and
true.
gentlemen? Yeah,
Every day of the week. That's
exactly.
why we love you.
Mm-hmm. Damn Skippy. But yeah, it's a beautiful thing, you know. But yeah, like
Yeah.
Southern women, I've been there, done that, for sure. So they don't scare me.
Okay.
You know what, Froggy? Let's take a break. I think that'd be good.
Yeah, I think it's a break time.
Yeah, before we continue on this lovely discombobulated discussion, me and my illustrious Ribbit co-host, Froggy, we'll be back after these brief messages. Stay tuned.
Yeah, they need to take a break for him to rebuild his stamina.
When your lips touch mine, I lose all space and time. Like the world goes quiet just to hear our hearts beat a line. And your hands, they trace me like you've known me before. Like 1,000 lifetimes knocking at my door. Every broken piece in me, you gather gently piece by piece. Like love was never lost, just waiting to be found. You fill me up with something deeper than the ocean, a love that pulls me under but keeps me floating. You give me wings, I'm higher than the mountains above. My heart is overflowing with the echo of your love. And I don't need the stars when I'm in your light. You're the reason my spirit sings at night. You don't just love me, you make me who I am. With every touch, understand. With every touch I understand. There's a fire in your presence, but it feels like home. Like I've wandered all my life just to not be alone. And every breath you give me feels like second chances. Like destiny itself chose this romance. You don't just see me as I am, you see the woman I could be. And somehow you make it real just by loving me. You fill me up with something deeper than the ocean, a love that pulls me under, keeps me floating. You give me wings, I'm higher than the mountains above. My heart is overflowing with the echo of your love. And I don't need the stars when I'm in your light. You're the reason my spirit sings at night. You don't just love me, you make me who I am. With every touch I understand. You didn't just find me, you felt me. Like my soul had been calling your name before my lips ever could. You love me, not in pieces, but in fullness. And somehow that made me whole. You fill me up with something deeper than the ocean, a love that feels like truth and pure devotion. You gave me wings when I forgot how to rise. Now I see forever every time I look in your eyes. And if the world fades out, I'll still be alright, as long as I'm wrapped in your light. You don't just love me, you make me believe I am everything I'm meant to be. When your lips touch mine, time don't matter anymore. It's just us, and a love worth living for.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. That was 1,000 Lifetimes by our own Queen Dana. Yeah, she wrote that. She always, her music, it really touches the soul. You hear it, it's like, damn, good. And if you ain't got that on your playlist, that's where you ain't got the fellas or the honeys beating down your door. Try it out sometime. Try it out. And you know, if you haven't already, ladies and gentlemen, definitely go into that, go down to the description, hit the like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, but select all so you get all the notifications when we go live here at the Gamers Asylum. You will also see a link to the Discord. You want to join that. We have community nights, we have fun. Sometimes we chill out in VC. That's right. Nothing exclusive. No, in regular old VC. You can pop up and tell me my hot takes or just hot shit. You can go in there and tell gamers that he's not Keemstar and he will agree with you wholeheartedly. You might see Froggy in there hopping around, going ribbit ribbit, before she just lays down some brutal facts on you. Oh yeah, she is a hard study. That woman will show up with a thick stack of information just to You might see Trucker in there. Might hear a story of one of his many adventures on the road. And if you're really lucky, I'm talking about really lucky, ladies and gentlemen, you might get a hello from our own Queen Dana. I'm just saying, the only way you're going to get it is if you join the Discord. It's free, don't worry about it. And below that, you will see other channels like the Gamers Asylum Arcade. That's where we go over there. We game it up. You were game it up. Oh, I butchered it. I forgot to mention Goose that you might see in VC playing a video game. And definitely always tell Goose what to do. He loves people telling him how to play the games. I'm telling you, he loves it. He really does. So if you see him in VC playing a game, just pop in there. He'll appreciate it. But now back to the arcade. Can't believe I butchered that. Definitely hit the subscribe there because that's where we play our video games. You will see. I mean, you don't see gamers on there playing whatever hot new titles coming out. Some classics. It's you never know what you're gonna get. And then I believe below that should be the link for the official Asylum Instagram channel. You want to check that out, because Instagram's pretty interesting. And I believe production will let me know if I forgot anything. I don't think so we can move on. Yeah. Thank you for reminding me about that. Thank you for reminding me, production. They reminded me that I forgot about the Nature channel, the Gamers Asylum Nature. That is where you're able to see not just bird cams. No, you got cams on the trail. You're going to see all kinds of different wildlife. Oh, it is great. It is beautiful. They don't just got outdoor cams. They even got cameras on the fishies. That's right. There were some kick-ass. They just shown off Diva today. To go with Lord Maximus. Yeah, he has himself a gal Friday, a gal diva. Lucky fella, that Lord Maximus. Mm-hmm. But you want to, like and subscribe there. Hit the notification bell because stuff is fun. Being able to see nature, and who knows, you might just see some ghostly activity in the hills. Gotta watch to find out. So you're going to find all that in the description. Check it out. Froggy,
Yes, sir.
my Froggynomics.
Ooh, I'm your
Movies.
Froggynomics now.
Yeah, your Froggonomics. The movies.
Yes.
Some movies can just give off a confused, butchered version of love.
50 Shades of
Would
Grey.
you agree with that?
Oh, yeah.
That's a good example. There's a movie that I am not remembering. I believe it was a movie made in the late 90s. But it deals with, obviously a man and a woman. But this guy's like into the BDSM type of kinks. But like with 50 Shades of Grey, the blindfold, the whole
Who
tying
beat me,
down,
Daddy?
the controlling aspect. And then the guy brings in another woman. She's just like torn in two, like hoping that he would change, that they could have as in her mind, be a regular relationship. And eventually, in the end, she got tired of it, but the guy started catching feelings for her. He started talking about things about his personal
9.5
life in the
weeks.
past, like his childhood. I think that's it. Because even though he was telling her those things at the end, she didn't care. If I remember, she ended up leaving and just moving on with her life. And then that guy was stuck left holding the emotional baggage. Because towards the end, he started catching feelings, realizing, hey, maybe I shouldn't be, doing all this stuff. Maybe I should be more loving and considerate. And so it was kind of like a crazy presentation of love and how
Well,
even go ahead, Froggy.
in movies, you're gonna get 3 kinds of love. You're gonna get, "Oh, I love you. Oh, you're so amazing."
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna get hate fucking, or you're gonna get, "Oh, we're about to die. Let's go bang."
They need to bring back like the Star Wars love, the scoundrel love, like when Han Solo is about to be, lowered into the chamber to be formed into carbonite. Princess Leia's like, "I love you." Han just looks at her, is like, "I know."
We're not
Well,
bringing back Star Wars, sorry.
Okay, production note here that's going out for them here. It must be noted that that is the sexiest and most romantic line in all of cinema. Thank you.
I have to disagree with you, Froggy, because like when you think about that line, is just line is high. That line is bringing sexy back.
I think Dirty Dancing, or not Dirty Dancing, Ghost, where Patrick Swayze turns into a ghost, saves his girl, and then still makes pottery with her, is the sexiest thing ever. Thank you very much.
I don't know, because it's I guess you could say with me, with the Empire Strikes Back, when Han tells that to Princess Leia, it's just Han's like telling her like, "I know," like it's like I know you love me.
He never
Deal
said
with
it
it,
back.
because he's a scoundrel. He is a loving and caring scoundrel that has to compartmentalize his feelings.
Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
basically what it's showing in that whole entire clip is that one person loves somebody and the other person's like, "Yeah, no, fucking deal with it, bitch."
Exactly. There's no misunderstanding. She loves him, and he knows. Clear and open communication. She could have just reached out and slapped him if she wanted to. I imagine, Darth Vader wouldn't have cared. He would have let that slide.
I imagine there's some people that would like to reach out and smack you too, but I mean,
Oh, I
it
know.
doesn't
I know.
happen.
I wish the hands could come through the camera because it's like, oh,
Right.
man, there's just probably so many people right now.
That's why
I
you
want
want
to jump in this here for a second. Okay. I just want to bring this
Well,
up.
you on air, bro?
Yeah. Here's the,
Well,
no.
come on.
It's well, I don't have the camera set up because I had it on the fish earlier. But so here's the thing. You can't make it that simple, Froggy. It's whenever she says "I love you," right? And he looks at her and says, "I know." 2 words, but those 2 words say more than the "I love you." Because
Well, that's like people who say ditto when you say "I love you." It's the same exact thing. It's, I know.
no, that's no,
Mm-hmm.
it's not. That's ditto is "I love you" back. It's just "I love you" too. But because that means it's the same thing. But she's saying "I love you," and he's saying "I know." Okay, so that means he understands and feels her feelings that she gives to him and returns. Okay,
I don't think there's the
far
returning there.
more powerful.
Exactly.
I don't think there's the returning there, gamers.
Oh no, he was in love with
Oh,
her.
there is. Oh, yeah. I don't forget at the end of it, Leia was on the hunt for old Han Solo. They had the
Okay,
whole
I haven't
secret plan
watched
to rescue him.
Yeah, they make
I don't
Kylo.
watch Star Wars,
What?
so I'll have to watch it.
Okay, we're cutting her out.
Just for
You gotta
you
do this
guys, I'll
yourself,
have to
Susan.
watch it.
Gotta do it yourself. Can't have this
Gee,
shit.
thanks,
Well,
Froggy.
oh,
Never
shit.
watched Star Wars and you got yourself, cut off the first night. Oh man, now I'm up here by myself solo. I gotta get the screen on to where I can read the
Oh,
chat. Oh
you're
my
so
god.
used to being solo, it ain't funny.
Actually, solos are my weakest streams.
Queen
I have to
Dana
have
wants to
somebody
know
up here
what
to be
happened.
able to bounce off of.
Queen
I'm
Dana
sorry,
wants
go
to
ahead.
know. Queen Dana wants to know what happens when love leaves and lust is all that is left.
When love leaves and lust is only left,
Yep.
I would like to call that just, wanting to get your rocks off. Like you probably haven't had it for a while, so you're just like, first piece of meat I see, I'm lusting after it. Because the love is gone. And there's no other. For example, with my late grandfather, he was married to my grandmother like 54 years, 55 years, roughly. And so, he loved her. Every time he woke up, I see him kiss her pictures, say good morning. And maybe 2 years. Hey Brenda, how you doing? Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining
Hi,
us, Coach. Glad you're here. Clementine! Clementine, how you doing? America's #1 granddaughter right there. Love you, Toots. Glad you're here. But I digress. Because with my grandfather, maybe year and a half, 2 years after my grandmother passed away, that's when and fair to say, he got lustful for that physical intimacy. Because he wasn't able to have it with my grandmother anymore, so he met another woman and they had a fling. You know what I mean? Because he wanted to get those physical feelings out. So it's like when the love is gone, all that's left is the physical act. The physical desire to want to kiss, to want to touch, fondle, park your car in their garage. Yeah.
I really did not need to know about your grandparents, but
It's a good example. It really is. Because it's like to me, it's like, hey, you're a grown ass man. Like, I'm not going to stop you from doing what you want to do. You're not a small child. Hey, more power to you, bro. Do what you're going to do, Pops.
right?
You know what I mean? It's like when you get the feeling, and you want to get it out. You want to get, feel something again.
So
So,
if you're in a
it
relationship,
happens.
And your partner is still alive, you both have a beating heart, but the love is gone out of the relationship and there's only lust left. What then?
Let's hope that there's a lot of protection on hand, so neither of them create something that permanently binds them together.
I say just stand in and go find
Contraceptive for the team.
the whole damn football team, right?
Damn, Skippy.
Just make it an open
'Cause-
relationship.
Because, like, with lust, there's nothing wrong with it. You just got to be protected so you don't create something that you don't want to create. Something that will permanently bind you to that other person. Because it's different. It really is. It really is.
True. Unrealistic expectations from social media. Oh, we did that one. Which kind of
Well,
actually
see,
falls into the pop culture.
it does. Like with songs that romanticize unhealthy relationships, it creates that stereotype that you have to put up with poor behavior, sometimes either verbally or physically abusive, just because these people have a false understanding of what love, relationship, lust is. And so they see those poorly constructed songs that, you know, don't help in a lot of things. Can they be great? Yeah, those songs would be great, but they can help paint a negative picture that people just cling to, and they think that's what it's all about when it really isn't.
Sure.
It's like I don't know. To me, and I believe a majority of people would agree with me on this, but if you're going to be in a relationship, it shouldn't just feel loving, but also feel safe. You should feel safe around that other person, not feel like you're walking on eggshells, that you have to watch what you say in a form stifling who you are to appease that person so they don't get angry. They want to yell. When it comes to a loving relationship, it also pays to be, in a safe relationship,
And that could go
respected
with
relationship.
family ships. That could go in any kind of relationship, whether it be mother-daughter, mother-son, significant others.
Mm-hmm. Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. What are your how do you feel about celebrity relationships? Like how sometimes it can be magnified in tabloids, on social media.
I think 90% of them are fucking fake.
There's a fair share of them like that where it's just for pure status, and they get into it for the boost, more notoriety, which gets them more roles in movies, which increases their bankroll and makes them more financially well off. So, I can definitely see how celebrity relationships can illustrate in a sense, a power move in that industry when it
And
comes to
also,
being a celebrity.
well, also if you look at it, you got Johnny Depp and Amber Turd. You got a lot of the other ones where they're literally in a DV situation where somebody is getting hurt, whether it's the female hurting the male or the male hurting the female. And guess what? It shows us that just because they make a lot of money, we should deal with the toxicity of it.
Mm-hmm. But you also have ones like I believe it's Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn. Mhm. They've been they've been together for decades. A solid showing of being committed. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I imagine there's somebody in the chat that is very knowledgeable about Hollywood. But I believe Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn are not married. They've just been, you know, in a committed relationship with each other.
Right.
And it's like
What's that piece of
that
paper
just.
inside? It's I owed you now.
Mm-hmm. For them, it's like I love you, you love me. We don't need a piece of paper. We just live. We live the love that we have for one another. That's how I see with them. A more positive and healthier, as some would say, form of love. Maybe even lust. Because like back in the day, they might have been like, "Hey, you're looking good, honey. Let's go back to my trailer," and then the sparks flown, and they couldn't get enough of each other since. So that might be a sign of not just love, but a little bit of a playful lust to keep things interesting.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think it's the lack of the certificate. But
Probably.
faith and values.
Ooh, that's a good one. Faith and
especially
values.
for somebody who's really faithful or has a lot of values. How do you think faith and lust falls in with your faith and values?
Well, if you were to take the Christian perspective, you don't want to fall into temptation, be lustful, like one of the seven deadly sins. You want to be able to both parties involved genuinely fall in love with each other. There's something there that creates that spark, and then you guys are able to want to commit to each other. Like in a lot of religions, they would prefer, you know, when you fall in love, boom, bam, you get married. You know what I mean? It's like you commit yourself to each other, and with different religions, and they teach that. Also, they don't just teach that what is perceived by that religious denomination what love is, but also if you were to go look back at the Greeks, the different forms of love, like with you more Christian, Catholic, Protestant, all those different denominations, like love thy neighbor as you love yourself. Like there
Tradition.
has to be a genuine type of love that is building up, and not just love like when people hear love, it like they automatically see like between uh two people in a relationship. No, like true love can be between like you're saying, mother son, father daughter, two friends. The agave or agape Greek, it's there's many forms of love depending on how you look at it. Like when two friends say they love each other, it's not like they just want to automatically start getting
Buck
active. No, it's like
wild.
like you're a good friend of mine. I love having you in my life. I appreciate you. I'm thankful for you. You know, religion can teach about those different forms of love, but also teach about the negativity of lust. I believe that's why in a lot of religions that they want to have marriage before any of those physical activities arise.
Little known
It's
fact.
like with us.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. I'll interject this after you. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say the like with the way it is with us growing up because we're around the same age, that it's customary to when you're dating to be sexually active, with who you're dating. And then it's like if you like it, boom, bam, you're more inclined to want to put a ring on my finger. I believe
If you like to put a
I
ring
believe
on
gamers is gonna pop up.
Well, yeah, I'm just gonna say this. Like I said, I don't have my camera set up. When it comes to religion and sexuality, you're talking about the almost every religion puts emphasis. I'm sorry, on abstinence, and every ancient religion outside of the temple, tabernacle, shrine, mosque, whatever, used to have engraved pornography on the walls so that you
That's because
could get it out
Mhm.
before you went in. That's also why they had hand cleansing ceremonies. But that's neither here nor there. Go ahead, do your thing.
Thank you
I
for
kind of
that wonderful fun fact there, gamers. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, if you heard that, and that is very true. I'm sorry to cut you off, Froggy. I'm going to make this short. Um, Abstinence, to me, it could be an important thing. Showing more self control. Like, hey, I'm not just going to be a gigolo or a whore I'm going to save myself. I'm going to abstain from any kind of physical solo activities. But when it's got to get out, it's got to get out, you know. Please interject, Froggy.
Dana, Dana put the eyeballs there. We all know Caesar does the solo acting. But no, a lot of the religions had it so that way you would actually build into a where you got to know each other before you like
Mhm.
got married.
Build
And
something real. Have a healthy
right.
foundation.
And that's where I think a lot of people are going wrong about it these days is they're not building that relationship, they're not building that rapport. They're just wanting to hurry up and jump each other's bones so that way they can be in the God's proper in the God's eyes.
Exactly, and sometimes it's out of lust, and that's probably why being abstinent, abstaining from it could help maybe have a clearer head of what that person really wants in life. Like with me, if I was ever crazy enough to, or not me, but find a woman crazy enough to have me put a ring on her finger, it's like I
They
would want
better
a
be
woman that.
special.
Well, I would hope they're unique, not short bus special. But I digress. The like the woman that I would want to marry be like an intellectual, where it's like we can have some heated debates, but that those heated debates will be like adding fuel to the fire of the passion, where it's like we can be arguing and then boom, we're putting the do not disturb sign on the door.
So you
You know what I'm
basically
saying?
you want a relationship where basically you're in the middle of an argument and you could get down on your knee and be like, marry me, and they're gonna be like, yes.
More like I'm gonna throw them over my shoulder and we're gonna go consummate this. Mm-hmm. I'm being civil. I could be like Borat and trying to throw a woman in a duffel bag. I don't think that's very
I don't
21st
think you
century.
throw a woman over your shoulder. I think you just throw them over the table. But I mean, to each their
I
own.
would not throw them over the table. That's whole to say about me. No, I would be considered. That's why I said I'd throw them over the shoulder. You know, I'd just be like, give that ass a good smack.
He didn't get
And then
what
be going off to the
he
road.
didn't get what I got, what I was getting at. Bend their ass over the table, you know.
I could. You know, that'd definitely be one of the
It ain't my
notable
fault.
mentions.
It ain't my fault that you're slow on that one.
I know. I just talk so fast that I ignore what people say. I'm crazy like that. I'm glad you're able to enlighten me to where you were going. But most definitely, I thought you were trying to say like I'm gonna throw him over the table.
No.
Like, oh,
Do you,
what that mean?
do you think self-control
Like
has
that.
a lot to deal with love over lust?
It can, because let's face it, we're all people, and we may be in a committed relationship, but there's some times where we might see another person and it's like, whoa, like that, damn, she is hot. Like you could take it like the old cliche, the construction workers. They see a hot woman walk by, they're yelling, they're whistling and hollering, and it's like they they see something enticing. Are some of those guys married? Yeah. Sometimes it's a knee jerk reaction, and women have those things as well. That's the beautiful thing about this crazy thing called life. No matter how much you try to deny it, you know, both sides fall prey to the same things.
Right, we all have a little bit
Well,
of temptation in our lives, but women can get it out easier because we have about 600 books that we can fall into a beautiful story with a lovely man that can just take us anywhere.
mm-hmm.
Our
Exactly. Yeah. As
imagination
well
takes
as
us wild.
I need to interject there. Froggy says that there are about 1 million books that there's about 1 million magazines that a guy can do the same thing to.
Ours is
I'm
more
not-
interesting.
Well, they're
Oh, no,
they're more
they're not.
websites now.
Yeah,
They're
no,
more like
no, they're not.
websites now because like the Playboy magazines, those are antique nowadays.
Yeah, I'm just
Breakfast
saying.
says
The good
camel,
old days
camel,
of having
camel,
a
camel.
magazine.
Just saying.
Breakfast says camel, 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 camel.
Got a camel fan in there. All right. Yep.
No, I told her it was your safe word.
My safe word. Do I have one of those?
Yeah, it's camel.
I don't know. Really?
Yeah.
When did I decide? You
decided
decided
it.
that. I didn't decide
Yep.
that.
Yep.
Mm.
That's
And then here
it.
you go telling all the cesareans out there the safe word.
I
that
didn't
haven't
give
even
them the
decided
right
on.
one. Personal growth. Do you think that people, as they're growing personally, like going through therapy or even going through college and all of that, as they're growing themselves, do you think that has a lot to deal with how love can come sometimes dwindle down?
It can. It's like when, as we get older, our what we find attractive could change. Picking up on those unhealthy red flags in some relationships that when we're younger, like I know you've done it just as much as I have, where we look back at our past relationships and it's like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have ignored that sign. We
We
reflect on
literally
that
had
and
a 5-hour conversation on that part.
damn, it's 5 hours. Wow, that's gnarly. But yeah, you get it. It's like as we get older, we learn to reflect on our past to where we can pick up on things where it's like, oh, I should have, looked out for that red flag, or like, oh man, like there was something starting there that I ignored, and it just ends up blowing up in our face. And
I
so,
want to
like
know your red flags on Lust. What are your red
my red
flags
flag.
on Lust?
Well, see, my red flags on lust is, I guess you can say, where it's just going light speed. I'm not gonna mention her name, but there was a woman that, as like she see me on stream,
You don't like U-Haul girls.
I guess my balding head blinded her judgment to where she thought I was adorable. So she wanted to chat with me. She ended up coming to the server, got Discord, the whole 9 yards, and she immediately, upon messaging me, and my illustrious and infamously famous co-host, Gamers, he enlightened me. I forgot all about this. Immediately asked me for my last name. And he's like, bro, just settle down. All she wanted to do is take it for a test drive. Try it out. I'm like, oh, shit.
That's
You're
when
right,
you
bro.
that's when you give them 6 and tell them to choose one. Braxa says she likes your beard, by the way. Gabriel says
Thank you. I like it too.
women stop ignoring red flags as they mature. That's why he is single and interested in younger ladies. I mean, true, but some of us are hard-headed and we like the red flags.
I know it.
I mean, red flags can be fun. Depends on the flag.
It does. It does because it's like with her, she was moving too fast.
That's called the
Just
U-Haul girl.
the light speed, and it scared the shit out of me because like immediate fucking question. What's your last name? It's like, damn, I didn't even say hi. How you doing, Toots? Fucking, it's like, what's your last name? Like, whoa. Back it up there, honey. Compared to now, where it's like I'm talking to a wonderful woman, and it's like we're able to talk. and we're able to flirt and not have this, hang up where it's like she ain't asking me my last name, and vice versa. So it's like we're having fun. We're staying up talking. So it's like it can be fun, but there needs to be some rational expectation, because when you try to move too fast, like if that happened to me when I was in my 20s, oh, I would have been on that bus. I would have been like, hey, clip my ticket. I'm getting on that ride. But now that I'm older and wiser, when that ride came to me, I was like, I pass. No, thank you.
Right. As we grow, we don't want U-Hauls anymore. We want to.
Exactly. Exactly. We don't want any more U-Hauls.
We want to
We
build
just
the
want to be able.
foundation off of actual intellectual conversations and not just fucking.
Exactly. Exactly. Because when you're fucking, let's face it, it's like an earthquake, and an earthquake can really damage the foundation if it's all based off of rocking back and forth.
Yep.
The old in out, as they would say. Because that's what happens as we get older, or when you're younger, you're wise enough to learn from the mistakes of others that you see around you, from their lusts, their impatience. So you really can learn and recognize unhealthy attractions, unhealthy relationships from simple observation and gaining wisdom as we get older. um, Let me ask you this, Froggy. When you either confuse one or the other, right? Whether it's love or lust, what do you feel like would be a way people could heal from that confusion, where it's like they thought they loved them, but then they realize, like, no, I just like lusted after that woman.
Take a month break. If you take a month break,
Sabbatical.
a
Yeah.
sabbatical. If you take a month break and all you think about is them, and like you just can't wait to be back with them, there's more to the relationship than just lust. If you can
Mhm.
take that month break and you're looking at every Tom, Dick, and Harry, or peaches and cream, whatever you want to choose, there wasn't much to that relationship.
No, I can definitely agree with that.
And I
Because
agree,
to
Braxton,
me,
not all sex is good sex. Some people don't know how to have sex.
oh yeah, exactly. Sometimes it just sucks, and it's like, damn. Like, what? Like, did I really just have sex, or was there just like a fish in my pants?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. If you know, you know, ladies and gentlemen. But for me, like, how I healed was being able to look myself in the mirror and accept the fact, like, hey, I screwed up. I wasn't mature enough to be able to take the time to actually want to build a relationship with a strong foundation based off of love, instead of trying to put a fifth wheel on some jack stands and have the lust build off of that. It's a
Right.
shaky ground, not stable. So to me, there is healing, but the healing's only going to happen if you are able to recognize that in yourself. Because it's like that person that goes around talking about how all their exes are horrible, all their exes, did them wrong. It's like, really? Like, you're not going to take any personal responsibility? Because I know I take personal responsibility in in the marriage that failed that I was in. It was a two-party system. There's things that both of us didn't live up to. There's things that we got tired about each other. So yeah, we called it quits, because it was all just built off of lust without any real actually learning about the other person. So I had to realize that about myself and be like, whoa, like, I'm also part of the problem. I can't just sit there and be like, yeah, my ex did this and this. But no, like, I have to admit that I fucked up as well. So it takes realization to be able to heal you're confusing one for the other. Being confused in a relationship that is built off of lust instead of off of love, and then vice versa.
Right.
Because it goes to what we're to the next point of the self-worth that we build within ourselves that is able to be like a beacon that will hopefully attract the right person to it. You know what I mean? Like that love, that self-worth that we build in ourselves, that confidence becomes the lighthouse that the other woman out in the ocean, as you know, the metaphor of the ship looking for the lighthouse. You know what I mean? Being able to build up that self-worth is going to make you a beacon, and once you become that beacon, the right person's going to come to you.
Which you have to literally break yourself down in order to build yourself up. You cannot just build yourself up from midway. You have to break yourself down in order to build yourself back up.
So they don't have a build yourself up, build yourself back up for dummies.
No.
I
It
got to
takes
do
a
it the
lot of,
old-fashioned way.
yep, it takes a lot of self work, therapy,
No, I know I'm just joking, but I
meditation.
completely agree with you. Because yeah, it could sometimes take medications because of maybe uh, imbalance, lack of
Bipolar.
something, or it takes like for me having to look into myself and realize like, hey, like we ain't got it all together. We actually have to sit down, actually know what we want, and not just know what we want, but to be able to become a version of ourselves that not only we love, but a woman can love me.
Yep. And that's exactly what it is. Whether you're a guy or a girl, you got to break yourself down and understand that until you love yourself, other people can't love you fully. Because
Exactly.
you could give love to everybody in the whole entire world, but until you love yourself, you can't give everybody the true love that they deserve. And you can't
Exactly.
receive the love you deserve.
Mm.
Caesar, Creed Data says, that's right, Caesar, hydrate. Brexit says fish in the pants might be an awful smell. I fucking agree with that one. Brexit says
Mhm.
Froggy's your facial expressions. I know I make a lot of them. It's the autism, I swear. Sex is beyond the box. Sex is not the most important part of the relationship you have. To have trust and love and communication. Yes, communication is the main point to the beginning of the relationship before you can build onto love. So Caesar and Froggy asking you each, which is the point in time of your life do you choose lust or love? Um Lust as a child, well, a teen, young adult, and love as an older one for me. Caesar, which one do you choose? At what point in your lifetime do you choose lust or love?
It was similar to what you just said. Well, actually, the exact same. When I was younger, it was more lustful, where it was like I was wanting to chase after, Asian women and big booty Latinas. Just like, I was lustful for that. But now I refined, and it's like, there's beautiful women everywhere. And it's not the appearance, but who the woman is inside that really matters. The because all that stuff fades. You know what I mean? It's like as we get older, we don't get prettier unless you're, going in for plastic surgery all the time or getting Botox. So it's like there's some things that just fade away. And it's like you not lower your expectations, but you make your expectations more rational.
Right. Just like
So it's like with you, it's like
understanding.
more love instead of how I was as a teenager, young adult, where it's just like, oh no, I know what I want. and it's just all like narrowed down. All the like certain boxes are checked. So yeah, I definitely have matured from the horn dog that I was as a teenager.
You're still a horn dog.
It's a secret.
Shit, we all know that secret's been out of that box for a long time.
It has not. You're
Can't
just
lie to me. So, the lovely people in the audience, have you ever mistaken lust for love? Beyond the Box says, if the heart loves, look, don't matter after time. Very true. That's just like Roy and I.
Very
I was
true.
28, he was 40. It was like 45 when I got with him. No, he was 42 when I got with him. I was 28. He was like, "You're young. You're like young enough to be my kid." I'm like, "I don't give a fuck a rat's ass. You're mine. I licked you, bitch." So,
You,
have you ever mistaken lust for love? Could you love someone you're no longer physically attracted to? What's the
you
biggest
know,
difference you've experienced
no,
between
no.
the two? Go ahead.
Then does modern dating make it harder to find real love? You know, ladies and gentlemen, we would really enjoy to see your comments in the comment section. Maybe you guys touching on your own experiences, uh, sharing what happened. Maybe you have a completely different take where it's like, hey, like to me, there's nothing wrong with lust because if it wasn't for lust, I wouldn't have met my significant other that I fell in love with. You know, you might have a completely different take, and we want to read that. Me and my co-host Froggy, we want to read that.
Yes.
So definitely put that down in the comment section. If you have any kind of suggestions, something you want to see here on Red Flags and Roses, just drop it down. Trust me, we will read them. I promise you, we will read those comments. We might even respond to them, not just in the comment section, but on air. You never know. You won't know until you try, ladies and gentlemen. So please, with these questions, definitely, if you want to share. We would greatly appreciate it.
And y'all know I read chat, so I'm good at reading
You know,
chat.
because it is getting close to that time, Froggy.
It is.
Do you, what about your closing thoughts about what we talked about? Any maybe you want to bestow some advice from your own personal journey.
Just because somebody says they love you doesn't mean that they actually love you. Just because somebody says we're married doesn't mean that they care about you. And just because somebody says, but baby, I bought you flowers, I bought you new watch, doesn't mean they actually give a rat's ass about you. The people who actually give a rat's ass about you are the ones that make sure you get to your doctor's appointment every day of the week. They are the ones that make sure that you get to your doctor's appointment because you're not feeling good. They're the ones that drive you to the store because you want cheese and you're in a seizure aura all day long. They're the ones that could be 100 miles away and be like, I'm right here with you. What do you need? They're the ones that will look at you and say, if you need anything, and I mean anything, I got you. And they're also the ones that understand you for who you are, what you are. And they understand that what you do is who you are. But sometimes, like me, I have a very bubbly, flirtatious personality. My man knows it. He doesn't care. But he knows I love him, and every day of the week, I will go out there and give him a kiss. We don't sleep in the same room because of my medical issues and his. But there is not a day that don't go by that I don't make sure that, oh, Roy would love these. Oh, Roy would love this. Oh, I'm at a farmer's event. Roy would love some pickles. Let me go drop $52 on his ass. And he does the same for me. When you find that one special person that truly loves you, you'll know it. And you'll realize that nobody else in this world really mattered.
Oh, thank you for those words, Froggy. And it was wonderful you popping up. I appreciate it. I'm glad you're here. You know, even though you wanted to expose me, I'm glad you're the co-host with me.
I'm glad to be your
The lovely
co-host.
Froggy, ladies and gentlemen. But you know, lasting love. Love that lasts through the ages as we grow old. Some say it might be a choice, or their feelings dictate that choice. To me, it can be both. Because that choice to follow the feeling could lead to lasting love. Passion, I imagine, let me get the words together. Passion is like a garden. A garden only flourishes when you tend to it, you water it, you clip it. If you just run around frolicking in the garden, it's not going to last. The passion will just wither away because of neglect. And to be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, if I was to talk to my younger self, the advice I would give myself: don't think with your penis, think with your heart. Actually think about building something with a lovely young woman instead of just how long would it take you for her to welcome you with open legs. Because at the end of the day, when you think that way, you get left holding the bat and the balls by yourself, and it's boring. That's what I'll tell my younger self, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you for joining us this evening. I greatly appreciate you, all you beautiful people out there, just coming in to listen to me and Froggy. That was fun. That
It
really
was.
fun. And you know what? Do you, let's start with this. Say goodnight to the ladies and gentlemen, Froggy.
Good night, everybody. I hope you have sweet dreams. Don't forget to love people. Love y'all. Bye.
Thank you, Froggy. Those are some beautiful parting words. And you guys know what I like to say, as my buddy old pal Havoc would say, let everybody know how much of a stalker you are. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us this evening. I greatly appreciate it. I love all of you. And until next time, I'll see you when I look at you.
Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we were going to have the Ain't What It Ain't podcast. Then Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern, over on the Nature Channel, we're going to build a seascape. Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, that's mine and Queen Dana's date night. And next week, we have two special shows. that are premiering. We've got Froggies. We've got Froggy's show coming up. And after date night on Saturdays, we have Velvet After Dark. That's Queen Dana's solo show. So you don't want to miss it.
Love's a trap. Patterns repeat, they just collapse. She hits pause on his favorite line. Then why'd you stay till her last goodbye? Red flags and roses, you say it always closes. Every story, same old end, but I still believe in beginnings. Red flags and roses, you call it all hypnosis, but you're here, we got the weak, so I'll keep betting on hearts that beat. People don't change, that's just the deal, or maybe they do, but it scares you to feel. Happy is rare, it never lasts long, but here we are singing the same old song. Red flags and roses, you say it always closes. Every story, same old end, but I still believe in beginnings. Red flags and roses, you call it all hypnosis, but you're here, we got the weak. Guess you're still hoping for something sweet. 12-hour screen fading slow. Caesar says goodnight in a softer tone. Clementine smiles, see you next time. Somewhere between us, a little